Hey everybody, Blugoblin here for a very late, again, comic book review. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the books that closed out the month of October 2016. I want to thank y'all for being patient enough to keep up with these. God knows I've needed the time to do these. And if you hear any noises in the background, it's probably my dog snoring. But
hey, I'm not a dog.
Not you, honey. Wise ass.
Ooh, language.
Shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker.
You're a YouTube partner. You can't do that.
Oh, everybody does it. But, anyway. My dog Chester's asleep and he snores. So if you hear him snoring, I apologize. But, I'm here to do... Once again, okay. I'm here to review the books that closed out October. Oh, God. Let's just keep going. We're going to start with the indies and then go through the big two, Marvel and DC. We're going to start off with probably one of the best books of this particular week. It's from Boom Studios. We're going to start with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 8. Kyle Higgins. Dude, what do you put in your coffee? Because this writing is just fantastic. Much more logic, much more attention to detail in terms of character growth and character progression. It just, everything, well, not everything. I mean, it's not perfect, it's not perfection, but it's pretty damn close. A lot of things just seem to work. What I say is still kind of bizarre to see this is taking place in Tommy's rookie years. I mean, I think he's been a member of the team for probably, I would guess, less than a month. And shit's already hitting the fan. You know, the command center's been destroyed. Alpha 5 is in pieces, yet he's still able to communicate with the Rangers. The story thus far is that the Black Dragon, who it appears that he's not working for Rita, but he's working with Rita. He's still holding Billy captive. He's got Billy's coin. He was able to cut the Rangers off from the morphing grid. And since Tommy's powers are connected in a slightly different way, it didn't sap his power. So he's still able to morph into the Green Ranger. But here's the problem. They've come across a dilemma. How are they going to deal with the Black Dragon with just one Ranger, where they need more? And they're leaning up towards how to handle that problem. Meanwhile, Tommy's patching things up with other members of the team, primarily Zach. There's a really good moment in here with him and Zach trying to, patch things up and put their animosity aside. Because remember, they're supposed to be friends, and they're supposed to be partners, teammates. They got to work together. But Tommy comes up with a pretty clever plan to reestablish the connection with the other Rangers, Jason, Zach, Trini, and Kimberly, to reestablish their morphers with the morphing grid. And how he does it, I'm not going to spoil that. But the end result, kind of Shyamalan's a little bit. Nice twist there at the cliffhanger. Really nicely done. The term Shyamalan isn't always a bad thing. But I thought this was very, very well done. Solid read, solid book. It gets a 4 out of 5. Moving on to IDW, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Universe number 3. Oh, this is just fantastic stuff. It seems like a little, I wouldn't say really darker. I mean, it'll never be as dark as the original Mirage comics were in the early 80s. But it seems like you're going just a little bit darker with this. Especially with this style of storytelling. I mean, you got all kinds of crazy stuff going on. Rav's losing his freaking mind, and he's taking some whoopings. He's dishing some out. You know, he's warning Mikey, you know, might want to look away from what I'm about to do to this mutant, you know, and stuff like that. You have April helping out the Turtles, literally risking her life to help them. She gets shot. I will spoil that. April gets shot in this issue, but it's not a fatal wound. I will say that. It's not fatal, but she does get shot, and it freaks the Turtles out. You know, Stockman is a kind of a, you know, twist my arm kind of, you know, help for the Turtles. It's like, you got to help us to help save your own ass kind of situation that he's in. You know, but Agent Bishop is still hell-bent on waging this war between humanity and mutants and everything. Kind of seems a little X-Men-ish in here, you know, but it's still really nicely written, it's well detailed, and the follow story continuation with Leonardo, that stuff's pretty good too. A solid read, loved it. Still nothing to jump up and down and go woohoo about, but I did enjoy it, I did like it. A little overpriced, but it's not bad. I'd give it a 3.5, close to a 4. Not quite there. Let's move on to Marvel. All New, All Different Avengers number 15. I want to say this is the last issue of this particular series. I could be wrong. I don't know. Mark Waid, still just killing it. I mean, Marvel is really stretching Mark Waid here. I've lost count of how many titles he's writing. I mean, Jesus Christ. But if this is the last issue of All New, All Different Avengers, then I think it went out on a high note. If I'm wrong, I'm going to sound really friggin' foolish. But this story involves Thor, Jane Foster. But she's coming to a situation where she's seeking the wisdom of Heimdall. And and they have a discussion, and Heimdall actually tells her a story from the past to where, you know, the classic Avengers lineup was told something about the future involving a fight they had with Doctor Doom. This is a really good lesson story on, you know, how you can have good intentions on knowing the future and acting on it, but it can still have dire consequences. This is a really good lesson in, if you know the future, don't try to play God and don't try to play cop and, you know, try to fix everything, because it's like on the Flash TV show, Harrison Wells, he said, if you find a way to screw with the time stream will find a way to screw you right back. And that's what we see in this. You know, the Avengers are told by Heimdall about a fight that they have with Doctor Doom, so they act on it. And then, whoops! You know, it's like, somebody should tell this to Carol Danvers. It's like, if you know something, prepare for it. Strategize for it. Don't just go in there playing God and rushing in and just trying to arrest everybody and everything, because maybe your forceful acts is what triggers these predictions, or what triggers these visions to actually happen. I mean, this dumb broad probably never thought about that, but I'll get to that later. But all in all, great stuff. Great stuff. I really enjoyed it. A 4 out of 5. Kind of going to go a little bit out of order since I'm going alphabetical. Steve Rogers' Captain America number 6. I rank this under C's for Captain America. But this is a tie into Civil War II, which I will get to. But mainly, this is just more of Steve's point of view. More focuses on what's going on with Steve, with Hydra and everything. Meanwhile, tying into what happens in here. Oh, we'll get to this here in just a minute. And it's just some really more great gripping, very dramatic backstory with Steve's childhood, Steve's altered childhood, I should say. And just all that he went through leading up to what he is now. You know, his altered life that's not real, and you just want to scream at the panel, Steve, it's not real! God damn it! You just want to do that, and you know, but great, just good stuff. You know, being an agent of Hydra, yet still upholding that American superhero persona. You know, it's just good stuff. I'm loving this. An easy 4. Now let's get on to Civil War II number 6. Bendis. Oh God. Yeah, this happened. I may have to spoil the hell out of this book just to explain why I'm split down the middle with this storyline and why I keep thinking Tony's the right one in this war. I mean, it's just like politics. Either you're with this person or you're with that person. Me, myself, I'm with Iron Man on this one. If something's meant to happen, then shit, let it happen. If you know something's coming up, it's like Ulysses is having all these visions, and he's like, this is going to happen. Well, if you just try and just police it down and just force your hand and try your best to stop it, don't you think, Carol, that that's what triggers these events to happen? You know, it's like, or even if you try to stop something bad from happening when you know it's coming, you run the risk of making something even worse happening, like, oh, I don't know, the death of Bruce Banner. This story is doing such a good job with tearing up my emotions because I don't know whether to like this story or just absolutely despise the ever-loving shit out of it. It's just, I feel, there are times I feel like you're just assassinating the character of Carol Danvers. When you have her in here trying to arrest Miles Morales, trying to arrest Spider-Man for killing Captain America, but he hasn't done it yet. And he's expressed his bleeding heart of emotion that he doesn't want to do it. He's not going to do it. He's bound and determined to not do it. Yet you're going to arrest him. You're arresting somebody for something they haven't done yet. That's not upholding the law. That's playing God. Even if you know that said person is going to do said thing, you don't punish them for something that they haven't done it yet because they may not even be aware that they're going to do it. And you're arresting them, you're punishing them, and they don't know why. That's ludicrous. And on the top of all that, you have Captain America go to Miles and say, hey, look, if you need to leave and calm down, compose yourself, or whatever, you need to leave, go right ahead. You have the choice. Go ahead. And Carol's like, maybe he should go. And Miles goes to leave, and she goes, no, wait, no. And it's like, she's going insane, folks. She's becoming insanely obsessed with being the ultra mega cop hero that's going to arrest anyone for foul doings, even though they haven't done them yet. It's making Carol look like the villain, and it just makes me even sicker when I see characters that I personally love going up there and saying she's the right person when she's not. Carol's completely in the wrong here. I understand why she feels she needs to do this. I understand the desire to be a hero. I get it. I just personally feel like she's doing it the wrong way. It's just one of those stories, folks. It's like either you love it or you hate it. Or you're like me, you're right in the middle of loving it or hating it. There are some things I love about it. There's just some things that just drive me batshit crazy. I just don't know, folks. I mean, Bendis and everybody that worked on this, they did a great job selling this. It's what the purpose of the storyline is. It's meant, its purpose is to make you question who you follow or who you despise. You know, it's doing its job. It's also doing its job by getting my money. But in a nutshell, this particular issue was gripping, it was dramatic, it was tense. I'm just an Iron Man guy. I'm siding with Iron Man on this war. Because when you try to play God, it just finds a way to blow up in your face. And I have a feeling by the end of this storyline, something majorly catastrophic like that, like shit like that hasn't happened yet already, but catastrophic shit's gonna go down, and a lot of characters, development-wise, are gonna get assassinated. There's gonna be a lot of characters who fans are going to despise and won't support anymore, and myself, I will not buy any more Captain Marvel comics. I will not support Carol Danvers anymore. And hell, I'll even go so far as to say that you've done such a great job assassinating this character, or you're going to such great lengths to villainize this character when you're not intentionally doing it. I'm not even sure Gail Simone could get me to buy a Captain Marvel book right now. I'll even go so far as to say that. That's how much the character of Carol Danvers is just sickening me right now. If you were to open up your wallets and pay Gail Simone enough to come over to Marvel to write a Captain Marvel book, I still won't fucking buy it. That should tell you something, folks. But this issue was still a good read. It captivated me, it kept my attention, and it messed with my emotions. That's what it was meant to do. I give it a 4.5 out of 5 for those reasons, and those reasons alone. Let's move on to Extraordinary X-Men, number 15. Jeff Lemire still killing it. Ibanez does some great artwork in here. It's the mutants going after Sapna. Just lots and lots of crazy stuff, and they learn stuff about this parasite, this creature that has possessed Sapna. Every host that has possessed her, they die. And when Ileana hears that, she just freaks. And without her soul sword, they're not actually able to create a portal themselves, so they have to backtrack and keep a trail on Sapna while she's still got these portals open. So they're literally have to chase her through time and space just to, you know, manage to see if they can find a way to get back to Limbo, get back to the X-Haven and everything like that. It's going to be it feels like it's going to be one of those more emotional storytellings, and it's just really, really well done. I really liked it. Solid read. Give it a 3.5. Boy. Guardians of the Galaxy, number 13. Bendis. Wow. A great time to Civil War 2. Still coming off the tracks of... it looks like we're seeing the breakup of the Guardians in here, especially with Gamora. Because now that Gamora knows about Thanos, and now that she knows that Carol lied to her about having him held captive, she's beyond pissed. And she gets even further pissed when she finds out that Star-Lord knew and wouldn't tell her. It's like, what happened to all the trust? What happened to the bond? What happened to the partnership, the friendship? It's like everybody wants to keep secrets. Everybody's lying to each other. And Gamora, this was her boiling point. This was it. I mean, she's done. She says, I will never trust you again. I'm done with you. She tells this to both Carol and Peter. To both Captain Marvel and Star-Lord. She says, I'm done with you. I cannot be around you anymore. You are no longer my friends. You are no longer my teammates. It's basically her way of saying, screw you guys. I'm going home. And it's just... An entire team seems to be collapsing over one secret. It's understandable. I still hate what Marvel's doing to Carol. I really do. I hate it. But at the same time, I will admit I understand why Carol kept the secret from Gamora. Because of Gamora's bloodlust to go after Thanos. I understand what her intentions are, but still, yeah, it's understandable, but it's still, didn't have to lie to her. Didn't have to lie to Gamora and then tell Star-Lord and have him keep it a secret, knowing that something like this was going to happen if you did it. But, you know, it is what it is. 3.5 out of 5. I just don't know what to feel sometimes anymore with these characters. Spider-Man Deadpool number 10. This was fun. This was fun. A nice little spotlight here for Itsy Bitsy. Still calling Pete and Wade, both of them, Daddy. She calls them Spider Daddy and Dead Daddy because both of these guys have strands of their DNA in this creature, and her webbing is really sharp. Where you see, I don't know how well the camera can see it. This guy right here, he's about to reveal who he is, and you know, reveal why he has a vendetta for Spider-Man and Deadpool. When Itsy Bitsy's webbing comes along, just goes and cuts the guy to pieces. This girl's webbing can slice you apart. And it was fun. This issue was fun up until I got to the ending, the cliffhanger. The cliffhanger, I'm sorry, it was bullshit. I really hate it. It really bugs me when you tease character death as a cliffhanger when we know you're not going there. So why? Why do you do it when you know the series is continuing on and you're not going to kill these characters off in such a minuscule series that ain't going to last that long? It's just ridiculous. It's like, oh, are Spider-Man and Deadpool dead? Of course they're not. Unless you're going to give us some bullshit story in the next issue where they actually did die and there's a way to, you know, there's like some sort of magical artifact or something, or you're going to use Penn and Teller apparently in the next issue to use some magical hocus pocus and pull them right out of a hat or something and boom, they're alive again. Which, that's so hokey, it's ridiculous. And if they actually went there, I haven't read issue 11 yet, but if they actually go that route, I'm just going to facepalm and drop this frickin' title. But the rest of the story that built up to the lame-ass cliffhanger at the end, it was still nice for what it was. Another 3.5 out of 5. Ending Marvel with Star Wars 24. Oh my god, this still continues to be really, really awesome. Jason Aaron and Molina. Oh my god, this was good. I'll make this a short one. Stormtroopers are trying to take over the stolen Star Destroyer that Luke, Leia, and Han have commandeered. And we get to see a lightsaber fight between Luke and a Stormtrooper general. That's great. Sign me up. I'll look at that. But then there's like, come to the big plot point of the issue. It's like, you got us outgunned. You can just kill us. Why aren't you killing us? And they're like, oh, we're not here to kill you. We're just here to keep you busy until the big boss shows up. Vader's on his way. Oh shit. 4 out of 5. Let's move on to DC. Starting DC off with Action Comics number 966. We're getting close, folks. We're getting close to Action Comics number 1000. I'm ready for that. But Dan Jurgens, man, this is good. This was so good. A nice little telling tale about the character of Lois Lane. And remember, it's funny that the new 52, Lois and Clark, they're both gone. They're both dead. So the new 52 world now has the prior 52 Lois and Clark. But Lois, in the last issue, the cliffhanger was she came across Lana, Superwoman. And, you know, when Lois is in trouble, Big Blue eventually shows up. And that's what happened. But in here we get a nice little backstory. This, I thought, was a very telling backstory for anybody who's not buying the Superwoman comic book. This was very nicely done. Jurgens did a great job with the writing. He did a good job with the character pacing, the plot, the direction of where it looks like he's going. It's shaping up to be a really good stuff. It's good to see Lois back at the planet as a reporter, but at the same time she's got to swallow a bitter pill because she's working for Lex Luthor. Because right now, Luthor owns the Daily Planet. But it's still just great stuff, and I'm loving it. This was a great issue. I enjoyed it. Another 4 out of 5. Awesome stuff. Let's move on to Batgirl number 4. Teacher knows best. Oh, man. I'm actually getting a kick out of this whole international espionage stuff with Barbara and everything. But I love the scene where Batgirl, not Barbara, but Batgirl has a deep chat with Barbara's friend Kai, and just lays down the law and lets him have it. And then some more stuff, some more espionage style stuff is going on, and then that cliffhanger. Uh-oh. That's all I'm going to say. It's just, uh-oh. Good stuff. 3.5. Batman Beyond, number 1. Again, Dan Jurgens. Man, this is really good stuff. So, Terry McGinnis is back in the cowl. He's back in the suit. So, how's he faring? Not good. Somebody forgot to tell this little dumb shit. Before you go back out there, might want to practice a bit. Might want to do a little bit of training. I want to do a little bit of exercising, strategizing. Because, let's just say, when you haven't rode a bike in a while, and you just get right to it, something's going to happen. You're going to cramp. Or you're going to mess up. And that's what happened here. Terry got on the bike too soon. Let's just say that. He wasn't ready. He wasn't quite ready to get back into Batmaning around. But he's trying to find out about this new Joker's gang. Not completely sure where they're going with this in terms of where the cliffhanger's teasing it. But it's interesting. I liked it. Another 3.5. Alright, Detective Comics number 943. In here, we're bringing in Luke Fox, a.k.a. Batwing, into the fold. That's funny. I don't remember Luke Fox being this much of a brass, arrogant prick. I really don't. And I read the Batwing series. I read most of it. I read a lot of Luke Fox's run in the Batwing suit, and I know he's a bit of a privileged kid, but I don't remember him being such a prick or being such an arrogant little snot. I really don't. He almost comes off kind of Tony Starkish with his arrogance. He even tries to flirt with Kate, and I'm like, dude, you ain't getting anywhere with her. 'Cause she ain't into the sausage. She likes the taco. Yeah, I just said that. Whatever. But, snorting a little loud there, ain't you, bud? But, yeah. Don't get me wrong. It's good to see Luke Fox in here. Maybe he can dust off the suit and come back to being Batwing, I'm all for that. But yeah, not bad. There's still some slight animosity, a little bit of mistrust between Bruce and Kate, but I'm hoping it'll clear out over time. Good read though. Another 3.5, close to a 4. Oh yeah, this was something I was waiting on. The Flash, number 9. First of all, look at that cover. Ain't that awesome? Wally West of Two Worlds. Oh, this was great. Or Kid Flash of Two Worlds. There you go. Kid Flash of Two Worlds. This was amazing. This was great. I knew it was only a matter of time. Once our Wally West came back, I knew it was only a matter of time before he was going to cross paths in this title and cross paths with the new 52 Wally West. And it was good. It was good. It was really good. I liked the interaction, you know, the questioning of why I'm here stuff and everything. Everything just worked. The whole the possession of Barry Allen, he was like possessed with some sort of force that was making him say crazy shit that, you know, and both Wallies were able to pick up. It's like, okay, something's wrong with you. But while Barry was possessed, he dropped a bombshell on the new 52 Wally West. Oh my God. That was a surprising twist. That was a surprising reveal on what Barry says to him. Wow. And of course, young Wally, he doesn't take it very well. And older Wally has to, you know, talk him down a little bit, and then Wally has a talk with Barry, everything. And as Barry's talking with older Wally, he's saying, while I was under that trance, I saw something. I saw something that I don't think I've ever seen before, but it seemed familiar. And they showed a little piece of a certain thing that he saw, and they show it on the last page, and I went, ooh, Jesus Christ, DC, please go follow through with this. Do not tease us. Do not dangle the dollar bill off the fishing pole and then pull it back as we try to reach for it. Do not do that. That last page, oh my God. 4 out of 5. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, number 7. This book was... It's the best way to describe it is... You want to know why it was... I'll tell you why it was... Because it just felt like... It felt like an episode of Dragon Ball Z where you wanted to win a fight, all you gotta do is just yell and power up. Ah! You know, it just... That's what it felt like. Let me get this straight. Sinestro has Parallax himself in him. The fear engine. He is literally more powerful than I think he's ever been. And yet Hal Jordan, all he's got to do is just charge it up, and he's just able to handle that. No. I know we're supposed to stretch our disbelief, and, you know, it's a superhero title. I get it. But even that was stretching it a bit too far. And it just... Sinestro has Hal overpowered, yet Hal's all of a sudden... It just looked like all he does is go Super Saiyan and just yells and screams and power-ups and glows, and he's able to take down Sinestro. Maybe he does. I don't know. What the fuck ever. It just didn't work for me. Okay, oh, but Guy Gardner's okay. That's fine. Whatever. 2.5 out of 5. That really disappointed me. Teen Titans, number 1. It's basically Damian There's a reason why Damien wanted to recruit these guys. He just turned 13, so he's claiming his right to be a leader of the Teen Titans group because he's Robin. Okay? But I still do love this lineup. I mean, this right here, you will not convince me that this is not a wink and a nod and a bit of a love letter to the Wolfman Perez days. You will never be able to convince me that that's not what this is. I mean, you just throw in Cyborg and there you go. But Cyborg's on Justice League, so bleh. But one question I have is Starfire still a teenager? Because if she is, then Nightwing's a pedophile. Holy shit. She's got to be at least 18. It's like, you can't have Starfire in a Teen Titans book if she's not a teenager. Because they've established that she had a relationship with Nightwing, yet she's in the Teen Titans. Oh my god, Dick Grayson's a pedophile. Or maybe their relationship was when he was a teenager too. So okay, never mind. But then again, in the Starfire series, they reconnected for a little bit. And he looks like he's a grown man. But yet, she's still a teenager? What the fuck? I'm just now thinking about this. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Moving on. But Robin is, explaining to them why he's assembling them. And they're all pretty much saying the same thing to him. It's like, look, if you wanted to recruit us and start a team, that's fine. But you did not pick the right way to do it. But there is a reason why, and I'm not going to give that away. This was still a good solid beginning. An official beginning. This is the first issue. It's not the rebirth issue. It's the first issue. But it was still very nicely done. I did enjoy it. 3.5. Titans number 4. Dan Abnett, Brent Booth. This was fine. This was fine. A little bit too much on the melodrama, with all the gasping of character names in here whenever they get in trouble. It's like somebody gets punched, they're like, Nightwing! Or somebody trips and falls, Arsenal! Yeah, a little bit much on the melodrama. Might want to tone it down just a little bit. But still, it was fine. Very nicely done. I mean, I think this is still a must-have for die-hard pre-52 Wally West fans like myself. It's still good. Like I said, a little bit heavy on the melodramatic stuff, but it still works. It's still captivating. It's still compelling, and I still enjoy it. It's good. The little Titan doppelgangers that Abracadabra created are even stronger than they were the first time that the Titans took on them. So there's that, and on top of that, Kadabra's little twist on Wally. Oh God, what an asshole. Good stuff though. 3.5. Let's move on to Wonder Woman number 9. Yeah, this was really good. Greg Rucka just knows his shit with Diana. Diana is catching things up with Steve Trevor, rekindling their connection and everything, and she's being assisted, but at the same time she's still trying to find a way to get back to Themyscira and everything. And she's getting some assistance from Dr. Barbara Ann Minerva. Not Cheetah, Dr. Minerva. She's Dr. Minerva again, and she's, agreeing to help Diana Yeah, and I can't ruin the cliffhanger. I can't. This was good. Solid writing, beautiful artwork. This was good. This was so good. 4 out of 5. We're ending this particular review with the Wonder Woman 75th anniversary special. I would only recommend this for die-hard Wonder Woman fans. If you're it's like, I would not recommend this book for casual comic book collectors because it's an $8 book. But as a Wonder Woman book, I think it's fine. It's really good. Another one of those specials where you have multiple stories done by different writers and different artists, and it's good. It's a good showcase for other writers and other artists to showcase what they can do with this character. Plus, it's a continuation of the Legend of Wonder Woman storyline that just wrapped up not too long ago. It's a continuation of that. So if you really dug that miniseries, it continues on in this book. So if you liked that stuff, then you might want to pick this up and see what's going on with that particular lineup for Wonder Woman. So many telling tales about how Wonder Woman's an inspirational character, how she, can, be that kind of a hero without being so much as a sex symbol. It's like they're trying their hardest to get away from the sexiness of Wonder Woman and look for more of the inspirational value of this character, which I do applaud that. That's a good thing. She is one of the sexiest characters ever created. There's no getting around that. But it's like they're trying to say, okay, we get it. She's a sexy character, but we're going to try our best to get over that and try to see how much more beneficial in a more inspirational way this character can be. And they did a good job with this for the most part. We also get to see some canceled Wonder Woman covers from the 90s that didn't get to make it. And I thought they looked really cool as well, even though they weren't finished. Just all in all, a great book, a must-have for, true to heart Wonder Woman fans. It was good. I'll give it a 4. Well, that's all for this video, everybody. I want to thank y'all for watching. Please subscribe to this channel. I have some ideas of what to do with Blugoblin X. I'm gonna try to get back into wrestling talk. I already have like 2 or 3 ideas on what to talk about as far as pro wrestling wise on my Blugoblin X channel. So go to my Blugoblin X channel, subscribe, and stay tuned for those. Don't forget Arkham Asylum Studio. We just did a couple of videos for that. At least one or both of them should be uploaded by now. Always big shout out to my bros, TheMtVernonKid, Deadpoolzilla, and Brandon Hex as always. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hail Hydra. And I'll see y'all later.